and welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We got UFC Qatar this weekend, and boy, oh boy, it's another early one. So set the alarm 10 a.m. for the fucking fight starting. Main card at 1 p.m. But as always, go down, like, and subscribe, comment who you got. And I'm Paul Pickle Winham, and I'm joined with.
Yeah, basically boy kept Waterboy Savoy, aka the Don PY, but always the realest on your screen. And Paul, this is like I was saying earlier, this is like a Abu Dhabi card, just like sneakily more international.
Yeah, they definitely if you're a big UFC fan, you probably know some of these people. But if you're like our homeboy Kyle, who gets referred to a lot on this show, probably don't know anyone after the first couple fights.
He just nigga just knows Ian Garry. After that, he probably arguing why did Hooker on this call?
And Romeo, if Romeo was here, big Alonzo Minfield for whatever reason. Uh, but it is a lot of people on that side of the world. Eastern European, Russian, Muslim countries, and like Kazakhstan. Like it's low key's international as fuck.
He said Dana said, "Yo, what's the cheapest flights, bro? I'm not really trying to bring a bunch of Americans over here."
Yeah, no, bro. Because I'm looking, and it's like names I know, but it's like I don't know them too. Like I got Tupulia's brother on here.
I saw that and I skipped right over it.
I just remember that like one
Shit
fight
is
he
six
had in the
and one.
UFC.
Dang, Jit is 6-1.
But how
But yeah, man, how we coming, man?
shit, Arman Tsarukyan headbutted Dan Hooker at the fucking face off.
I saw that.
That's how we coming. We opened it off with Tsarukyan minus 700. Last time we saw him, he pulled out of his fight against Islam, the rematch, the title fight, because of the neck injury. And I don't know if you remember, but he was doing those ridiculous ass neck exercises the day before. And
Mhm.
next thing you know, he gets a neck injury. But here he is now, headbutting Dan Hooker in the face-offs, but massive favorite here. Is he coming in and just ragdolling Danny boy?
I mean, they're not getting a bitch. I just don't think that like he could have been the first fight that this was supposed to be. I feel like it had to have supposed to be somebody else, and Dan Hooker had to have
That's what
came in.
I was saying too. But all I could see when I looked up this fight was the headbutt over and over again because that's what's trending. I was like, bro, there's no way this was the main event. There's no
Yeah,
way.
like I feel like Dan Hooker definitely had to step up on the fight. If you look up Dan Hooker and notice.
I'm happy we're on the same thing. Where I saw this fight and I was like, has it always been Dan Hooker? This
It's supposed
fight,
to be somebody else.
all I can get is like fucking other shit, like the most recent things. I can't find.
Yeah, I don't see it, bro. I really think it's
But yeah, I mean, Arman Tsarukyan is just minus 700. I think does this justice, and it's mainly because we've seen what happened. I mean, he got a good win over Marquise Gamrot in his last fight. Gamrot, great wrestler, so maybe he can withstand the takedowns and the aggressive. But I saw Islam like pick this man up by his like ankle once and just like slam him on his neck, and like I'm just feeling like Arman is gonna be taking that kind of route against Dan Hooker.
what made him headbutt him? Like he's a
He
nigga,
hasn't
look,
fought in like a year. I don't know
this is
either.
this is Ilya in the background. But yeah, I don't know why the fuck he I would love to
Shit,
hear.
Zaryukian beats him. That's who I want to see fight Taporia. Book it. That's all I want.
Oh no, bro. Damn, that's crazy, bro. I don't see it, but I'm telling you. But yeah, I got Sarukian in this one. He's a minus 700 favorite right now. So if he were to motherfucking lose this fight, I'm pretty sure Dana's like sending that boy back to wherever he came from.
Then we got Belal Muhammad plus 230 taking on Ian Garry minus 280. Uh, I'm assuming this isn't a 5 round fight, but I also wouldn't be shocked if it is 5 round fight.
I
They're
don't know
both.
why this is in the main event.
Yeah, I don't know either. This is a great. This looks like a great fight. I know that Ian Gary's been talking trash this and the third, but he also there's footage of him shaking hands with Belal at the fighter hotel yesterday or whatever, and he's like, "It's all the fight game, brother. Good luck." Da da da. So we can take all that stuff out of here. It's just a standard Ian Gary fight. Talks a lot, gets under the skin, but he probably is gonna be doing that so he can be the more composed fighter. I'm just kind of shocked that Belal is plus 230. Uh, I thought it'd be closer to like plus 110, minus 110 on like this would be a pick 'em, but Ian Vegas is really backing Ian Gary here.
I mean, former champ, and he's plus.
Coming off the
And
Prots win, his only loss is to Shavkat. He has Michael Page, Jeff Neal, Neil Magny, Prates, however you want to say it. But Bilal Muhammad last fight was the loss to JDM where he was defending his title.
I don't know, bro. How you think it's gonna go?
It all depends. Is he gonna shoot a takedown or is he gonna try and go in there and box with Ian Gary like he did with JDM to prove the world that he got hands? Or I mean, he gained fans after that fight, but he lost the belt and to go along with. Because if you're gonna strike with Ian Gary, you're gonna lose.
I think he definitely loses if he strikes with Ian Garry. But is Ian Garry gonna let him wrestle for him?
How good is Ian Gary's takedown defense? That's the other thing. Maybe I believe in Bilal, but I don't know. The more I'm thinking about it, walking the dog with this shit, I think Ian Gary might have pretty solid takedown defense to at least look good. If it is definitely a 3 round fight, I can see Ian Gary stuffing a couple takedowns, winning the inside dirty clinch work, getting out of there, like dirty elbow, getting out of there, like stuff takedown, inside clinch work, get out of there, reset, leg kick. And for that reason, I'm probably rocking in Ian Gary. That's not how I started when I announced this fight. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm not gonna cry. Lock him. Lie to you. I was ever since Leon lost to Belal. That loss has been going like a little bit down, down, down in my rankings of like, okay, maybe Bilal's decent. But then Bilal always had the Sean Brady win, and now that looks a little crazy right now.
Welterweight's
So,
crazy.
so I'm like, there's not a lot backing me. I think this is gonna be a fight that just comes down to technique and who's the smarter fighter and who's able to adapt their game plan the best. And I think Ian Gary's the person that could do that. I think Leon Edwards got beaten by Bilal because Bilal smothered him and beat him on all levels. And then it ended up just looking like it was a mental thing at one point. But I think Ian Gary can come in and stay competitive every time. And he stops the takedown. There's nothing Bilal can really do crazy to him.
See, this is where I get upset after this because like the top two is so much name value, and then after that name value drops off, it's gonna be fun fights though. It's just like how like where do you want to go with this, Kev?
I'd go Metafield because Romeo is here. He'd be like, man, I love some Metafield for them. Come through and show them what the fucking Americans really do.
He is 2-0 in his last two, and he had been. I'm pretty sure he was a big underdog in both of the fights, and he cashed both times underdog. So can he go 3 times in a row? Plus 195. I want to say his last two fights, he was like plus 3 and 400. So like this is the smallest dog you'll get him at because he's been winning.
Mm.
But Volkan Uzumir, solid stand up. He's coming off a loss. Also, he's coming off a loss to Carlos Uberg. Not a bad loss. Uh,
Yeah, I could sleep at night after that loss.
yeah, this should be a fun fight. They're both strikers. Uzumir knocked out Johnny Walker in the very first round. That's just to show you how solid of a striker he is. Alonzo Millfield got the split decision win over Johnny Walker in one of his recent fights. So they both have that similar opponent. I'm rocking with Minfield just because my dog Romeo not here.
Well, we gotta stop agreeing on all these fights. And I'm all Tsarukyan in midfield. But fuck Romeo.
He's not touching my parlay. That's what the difference between
Mm.
Romeo. Romeo probably will bet on this man. Jacker Manson coming off he got destroyed by RoboCop. First round knockout his last fight. He's taking on Orobai. I'm not even gonna attempt the first name. That's not even gonna attempt what that says. But Orobai, I think UFC knows what they're doing. I think Jacker Manson, if I'm not wrong, was in the UFC and then left and then came back recently and has been like wishy washy since coming. Oh no, he's been in the UFC all the time. He's been since UFC since 2016. Damn, long time vet now. But I think they know what they're doing. They got the Kazakhstan fighter on this side of the world taking on somebody that they at this point scrap metal. So give me Orobai. The, your boy Waldo Cortez Acosta taking on Shamil Gaziev. How do you feel about these two big heavyweights, the big bellies?
Big belly. I mean, I'm interested in this boy Shamil. I don't really know shit like that.
He is if I'm not mistaken, he is a kung fu master. Something along those lines, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not, I just know he has hands and he has a weird stance, and I believe his initial thing was like kung fu. But
Um,
he also in
act,
kickboxing. That was like his initial thing.
I'm actually shook as fuck. Jit went on a contender series and got a submission in the second round. So he's not no bitch, is what I'm hearing.
No, where's he from? Bahrain. Oh yeah,
But nah, I fuck with Cortez Acosta. I feel like he's been very active for a heavyweight.
he's also the most, not the most, but he looks physically fit. A
Mhm.
lot of heavyweights sometimes I think like they shoot like they could be in a different weight class if they were like they just cut weight.
Mhm.
Whereas he looks like he's physically fit. Like, oh, and I believe he also took this fight last notice and he was like 268 and he cut 12 pounds to get to the limit for this fight. But like when you look at him, he doesn't look fat. So I'm like, oh, he's just a muscular guy. So I'm rocking with Acosta as well with that. Uh, Probably the last fight we're gonna cover on this one. Tiger Ulanbekov, 17-2 from Russia, taking on Kyoji Hirogachi, Japan. Only reason I'm bringing this fight up is because if Romeo was here, oh, if Romeo was here. This is former Rise. This is former. He fought. He is a former like Bellator fighter. Then he also went to Ryzen. Ryzen champ is Horagachi, and he's making his UFC debut here against Tiger Ulanbekov. Ulanbekov is fucking nasty. All right,
Oh
I'm,
wow.
I'm pulling up his record. Yeah, he was his one loss is to Tim Elliott, and this was like his third fight in the UFC, and he was still still kind of new. Losing to a vet like Tim Elliott, I don't put it past him. Since then, he's rattled off like 4 or 5 straight wins. Minus 235, I think, is a steal here.
Mm.
And if Romeo was here, I'm not going to say it because I ain't getting canceled when I get famous.
I'm crying. But yeah, this is a fucking flyweight fight, so this is about to be bonkers. I didn't know Ulanbekov was a problem like that, so now I gotta tap in.
But tap in early this weekend. Again, 10 a.m. prelim gang, 1 p.m. main card status. We'll be I don't know if we'll be going live, but if we are, check out comedian Romeo Mack. He probably will be going live. Anything you guys say?
10 a.m. I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But if so, that's where you'd be checking.
Mhm.
But we appreciate everyone watching along. Stay tuned. We'll be coming back with the recap next week. And of course, stay tuned for the NFL picks and recap. That shit's dropping weekly as well, all the way to the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
I'm Paul Pickle Kev, Water.